Yes, Shriram, welcome all of you all for our Wednesday evening Ramayana class. So we are already in the 14th Sarga of the Balkand, and we completed up to verse number 56. But just for a recap, we start from verse number 55 from the book. The original slokas and word-to-word translation and the understanding, so that we can understand what Valmiki ji is trying to explain the the what do you say, the secret knowledge of the Ramayana. Please, Damini Mataji, request you to read from verse number 55.
The king was pleased after giving the charity. As per the customs and out of affection, the king offered obeisance to the Brahmanas with his senses filled with joy. The
So he
generous
gave,
king.
so Dashrath Maharaj gave charity to the Brahmanas, and we have already discussed. The Brahmanas said, what will we do? We don't need that much. So this is the first part of Ashwamedh Yagya, is you have to give plenty and plenty of donations, charity. Yes, Mataji, continue.
The generous king, who was the hero among men, offered obeisance on the floor to all the Brahmanas. Then the various Brahmanas chanted blessings for him. King Dashratha, having completed this supreme sacrifice, was very happy at heart. By this sacrifice, all the sins were removed, and it led one to heaven. It was very difficult, even by the best of the kings, to perform such a sacrifice.
The best part of Karmakand, this comes under Karmakand section, where you do a specific ritual under the guidance of Brahmanas, and of course, a lot of wealth and everything is involved. But finally, you achieve something. Okay, some benefit is there, guaranteed. That is the best part of Karmakand. But the challenge is, while performing Karmakand, there are a lot of obstacles. बहुत सारे विघ्न आएंगे, बहुत सारे तकलीफ आएंगे, आपको करने नहीं देंगे. Whatever the reason may be, but you will not be able to do it. That is why here happy at heart. Why is Dashrath Maharaj happy at heart? Because he has successfully been able to complete it. Because otherwise, if nobody disturbs, Indra will come and disturb. Because Indra is always in tension. Someone completes 100 Ashwamedh Yagya and he will come and sit in my place. I will lose my position. So, it's a power play, Issa kursi ka. Nobody wants to lose their power and post. So he'll make sure kuch bhi karke aapka Ashwamedh Yagya nahi ho. And this is the same in our day-to-day devotion also. When we are doing our day-to-day devotion, you have to understand that yes, lots of challenges are or do come. But there is a slight difference between devotion and karma. You say, Prabhuji, what is different? Yes, in Karmakand also we chant mantras. In devotion also we chant a specific mantra. Yes, but the goals are different. What is mentioning over here? By this sacrifice, all the sins were removed and it leads one to heaven. इसका मतलब क्या है? After इतना पैसा खर्चा करके, after doing such an elaborate expenditure and elaborate arrangement and a fear that some mistake may happen, after all that, what are you getting? Heaven. So we must say, Prabhuji, it's not that easy to go to heaven. Going to heaven is also a very big challenge. Yes, but what is the use? It's not a permanent place. You have to come back. वहां से वापस आना है. वापस आके कहाँ आना है? इज्जती पे आना है वापस. Again, the cycle of birth and death, birth and death, birth and death. Okay, you got an opportunity, you did nice punya karyas, then you went up to heaven. But still, Karmakand is, though it is the first step for devotion, that is why after completing the Ashwamedh Yagya, Dashrath Maharaj did not get a son. There was a need for doing the Putra Kamishti Yagya by Rishi Shringa. And then only the Dashrath Maharaj got a son. So, fine, you get cleansed of your sins, it uplifts you, fine. But relatively, Devotion is easier and less demanding than karma kand. Yes, the money spent in devotion is very less compared to karma kand. Karma kand means you got to get all the ritual items. You need to give them dakshina to the brahmana, then the brahmana will do the puja and everything. It is a little costly affair. And there's no guarantee if he's doing it correctly or not. However, when you're doing devotion, it is you yourself who is doing devotion. And devotion करना है मतलब क्या? माला लेना है, हाथ में भगवान का नाम जपना है, और क्या करना है? What else? Other than chanting, listening to Hari Katha and reading Hari Katha. There are the only three things you have to do: reading, listening, and chanting. And of course, following a sattvic diet, a sattvic lifestyle. So, doing devotion is much easier compared to doing a karma kand. And the fruit of devotion, what is the fruit of devotion? क्या फल मिलेगा? भक्ति करने से क्या मिलेगा? Come on, fast.
Get out of the cycle of the birth
हाँ?
and death.
क्या बोले?
कृष्ण प्रेम मिलेगा,
क्या मिलेगा?
प्रेम मिलेगा भक्त, लव ऑफ we'll get.
Love of God we will get. Okay. And then
Get out of the cycle of birth and death.
get of the cycle of birth and death. Okay. अरे बाद में वैकुंठ मिलेगा ना?
मिलेगा, don't worry.
वैकुंठ मिलेगा ना? वैकुंठ गोलोका या साकेत धाम. Just imagine, some people, sir, you got to stick to one. You cannot stick to Vishnu, you can't stick to Krishna, you can't stick to, I give katha at times about Vishnu. Sometimes I praise Vishnu, sometimes I praise Krishna, sometimes I praise Rama. भाई आपका क्या डेस्टिनेशन क्या है? खिचड़ी? What will happen? कृष्ण भक्त गोलोक में जाए, Vishnu भक्त go to Vaikuntha, and last but not the least, Rama devotees go to Lord Ramchandraji's loka, which is Saket loka. And Devi Bhakta also got a loka, Shaktas, they got Devi ka loka. So what will happen to, if you are talking about Ram Katha also, you're talking about Krishna Katha also, you're talking about Vishnu Purana also and all that, confusion ho jayega na. Bhagwan be confused, isko kaun sa category mein. So what will happen, Puja Mataji?
Basically, Vishnu, Ram, and Krishna are all the same only. Like they are all Vishnu Tattvas only.
But भाई तीनों को abode अलग-अलग दिया है.
But
Destinations are
each individual, every devotee has a specific form which he likes, to see the Lord in.
But okay,
So-
what about people like me and you? Because I speak about all, you read about, you proofread also many times of various gods. So what do you think will be our destination? रामचंद्र जी भी अपने को जगह देंगे, या कृष्ण भगवान अपने को जगह देंगे, या भाई विष्णु भगवान बोलेंगे नहीं ना, आजा वैकुंठ में आजा.
Maybe
What do you
depending
think?
upon our own desires, what is my desire to go, what is where you want to go.
अरे
Depending.
बाबा इतना don't get so much of tensed. You've seen नारद मुनि. नारद मुनि क्या क्या करते हैं, कहाँ जाते हैं? He has got multinational, multi-space passport. Nobody stops him when he goes to Vaikuntha. Nobody stops him when he goes to Goloka. And nobody stops him when he goes to Saket Dhams. And Vaikuntha is also various varieties of Vaikunthas. Okay? He can go into any way. Because anyhow taking Narayan name, but he worships Krishna also, he worships Ramchandraji also. So don't worry. Even if we are taking the name of Lord Rama, Lord Krishna, and Vishnu, don't worry. Max to max, if we don't get one destination, we'll get multiple destination. That is the best part, When you get bored, so I know the Britishers used to have, when they get bored in the summers, they used to go to hill stations. So ऐसा हम लोग कभी कृष्ण कथा सुनेंगे गोलोक में जाके, कभी वैकुंठ में जाके नारायण का स्वरूप का पूजा करेंगे. एंड ऑफ कोर्स रामचंद्र जी तो है ही है, हनुमान जी के साथ मिलेंगे उनको भी वहां. सो दैट्स द बेस्ट थिंग. सो डोंट वरी, डोंट गेट डिसऑर्डर्ड. अरे हम एक पद पे नहीं है प्रभु जी, क्या होगा? So, bhakti, yes, is definitely easier, better, and you get a much tangible benefit. And above all, there is one more benefit. Lord says in the Bhagavad Gita, if you fall down in devotion, मतलब आपका भक्ति पूरा नहीं हुआ, तो अर्जुन आस्क क्या करेंगे? तो हम लोग का चांसेस ज्यादा रहते हैं भक्ति पूरा होने का, ना होने का, कि हम लोग का कुछ ना कुछ नहीं, प्रभु जी अच्छा है बट ये वीकेंड थोड़ा लंबा है, मैं क्लास में नहीं आएगा, मैं जरा घूमने जाएगा, मतलब I'll go to some resort, I'll go to some nice place, a movie or a picnic, whatever it is. So in those cases where people jump, so Lord, the Bhagavad Gita, Krishna says, don't worry. Those who do not achieve 100% devotion, and but still they have done devotion, so that devotion will not go waste. Double benefit. एक, पहले तो मृत्यु के बाद स्वर्ग मिलेगा, इतना खर्चा किए करके जो स्वर्ग जाते हैं हम लोग तो अच्छे हैं, without any investment, any expenditure, just doing devotion, you get swarga. And after being in swarga, as per your desire, see the difference between punya wala swarga and our swarga. When a devotee gets swarga, for him the swarga doesn't have any time limit, unlimited time. Just till you don't get bored, you stay in swarga. And for a person who earns punyas and he goes to swarga, for him it is limited time. तो जितना पुण्य है उतना ही टाइम पॉइंट्स रिडीम कर रहा है. एंड देन व्हाट हैपेंस? देन ही कम्स बैक टू द अर्थ. सेम प्रिंसिपल तो है, सीधी बात है. फ्रॉम स्वर्ग यू कांट गो टू वैकुंठ, यू हैव टू कम बैक हियर. बट यहाँ आके क्या बेनिफिट मिलेगा? भगवान कहते हैं दो बेनिफिट है. एक तो पहला मनुष्य बन के जन्म लेगा, एंड वो भी मनुष्य कहाँ पे? एक अच्छे पैसे वाले घर में. एंड व्हाई लॉर्ड गिव्स दिस चांस? गुड बर्थ इन अ गुड aristocratic family, rich family, not wealthy, but a rich family, who don't have to run behind from pillar to post to feed their bread and butter. And the reason Lord says is, अरे भाई कम से कम अच्छा घर में रहेगा, ये सुबह उठ के ऑफिस भागने का टेंशन नहीं है, तो भक्ति करेगा. And he can fulfill, whatever balance bhakti is left, he can fulfill it and go back to Vaikuntha or Goloka or Saket Dham. Don't worry. So, no, if you see profit and loss as per today's calculation, in Kali Yuga, everything is to be, measured. So, in today's date, definitely Karmakand is good. I don't deny Karmakand is not bad. One should do, for specific purposes. One may do a specific Karmakand, but above all, one should be finally surrendered to the Supreme God, either in the form of Vishnu, Krishna, or Rama, and then do devotion service. That is the best. Yes, Kantaj, please continue.
Thereafter, King Dasharatha spoke to Rishyasringa, O one with the best of the vows, you and only you are qualified to perform the sacrifice to expand my dynasty. That best of the Brahmanas then told the king, So be it. There will be 4 sons, O king, to continue your dynasty. On hearing the sweet words of Rishyasringa, the king became delighted. The king then offered obeisance to the great soul sage. Then Rishyasringa further said,
Yes, now we start with chapter 15. Please continue.
That intelligent Rishyasringa then thought a little about what the king had said. After thinking that knower of the Vedas, Rishyasringa remembered and spoke the following. I shall perform a sacrifice which can give you sons. It is declared in the
Atharva Shirsa part of.
Atharva Shirsa part of the Vedas that through mantras and Vedic hymns you can get your desire of sons fulfilled. Explanation. The Vedas gives us 4 benefits: Dharma, Artha, Kam, and Moksha. This is the best part of our scriptures. If our desire is justified and genuine, then the Shastras give a solution to achieve it. By following such a procedure, one does not incur any sin and his desire is also fulfilled. Thus, the Vedas shows us the way to live happily in this world without incurring any karmic reaction. At the same time, after some elevation in the spiritual life, it shows the way to attain moksha or liberation from repeated birth. Hence, living a life without following the guidelines of the Vedas is like an animal's life where one indulges in eating, sleeping, sexual life, and fighting. A person without spiritual guidelines lives an animalistic life.
See, here we got to understand this entire concept. Why Karma Kand was introduced? Now, there are many tantrics, who do various black magic and other sorcery and all that. And in that, what do they give? They give very dangerous solutions. You kill someone, you bury someone, you kill an animal or kill another human person and sacrifice that person. So the consequences of that are very dangerous. Whether you achieve the result or not, but the consequences of the result are very dangerous. And that is why Karma Kand gives you a solution which does not involve any sort of sins. You will not incur any sin. अगर आपको वो कर्म कांड करने से अगर आपका कार्य सिद्ध भी नहीं हुआ, your work is not getting completed, then also you need not worry, because of doing the karma kand, you have done some spiritual activity. You have not done anything which is material or sinful, and you are not going to incur any sinful reactions for that. That is the biggest benefit. And here, the Vedas gives us the benefit of 4 benefits. The Vedo ka padhne ka 4 benefit: Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. Now, what is Dharma? Can anyone explain me what is Dharma? Dharma किसे कहते हैं? जय श्री राम।
प्रभु जी, धर्म मतलब ड्यूटी, अपना
ड्यूटी। वेरी गुड।
परिवार के प्रति, देश के प्रति,
हाँ,
अपने रिश्तेदारों के प्रति जो भी हमारा है वो सब धर्म कहलाता है।
बट मजा जी, समझो कोई परिस्थिति अनुकूल नहीं, प्रतिकूल हो गई
जी,
तो अब फिर धर्म कैसे नहीं? Situation is not conducive, it's against you. This is what is the speciality of Dharma. This is what Ramchandra teaches us. Even if the situation is not conducive, one cannot leave righteousness. Suppose Ramchandra ji, when he was about to be coronated, next day morning he was given the news that your coronation is not going to happen, you have to go to the forest. तो वहां पे क्या किया उन्होंने? एक पुत्र का धर्म नहीं, the duty of a son. Okay, hidden reasons, okay, he had to go and kill the Rakshasas and all. ठीक है, fine, I'm not denying. आएगा भी नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में, पूरा ये चैप्टर में पूरा वही रहेगा। और पुत्र कामेष्टि यज्ञ करने में सब विष्णु और बाकी सब देवता विष्णु को देखते हैं और माफी मांगते हैं, मतलब मदद मांगते हैं. So that's the secondary part. The point what I'm trying to mention here is, as long as one person is sticking to righteousness, whether it is conducive to him or not, whether it is justified or not from the worldly perspective, if it is justified from the spiritual perspective, from the Vedic perspective, one has to adhere to that. A classic example is Bharat Maharaj. What did Bharata do? Ready-made kingdom mila hai. He could have said, yes, I will enjoy it. There was no need for him to stay outside the kingdom wearing bark dress, matted hair, and staying underground. Below the earth, he was staying in a small cave, like he had made a small place like that. Everyone, that is the specialty of Ramayana. Everyone shows their dharma, whatever has been given. Second is Artha. Artha means, Artha ka general meaning is benefit, फायदा. And अर्थ का मतलब हम लोग क्या निकालते हैं? पैसा. पैसा is important, I'm not denying. But अर्थ में बहुत सारी चीज आती है. What is beneficial for you? You know, शिष्यस्याम साधिमाम त्वाम प्रपन्नम. एक श्रेयसा निश्चितम ब्रूहि तन्मे. Arjuna is telling Krishna, एक श्रेयसा निश्चितम ब्रूहि तन्मे, which is best for me, you tell. ये श्रेय क्या हुआ? हम लोग को दो शब्द जानना चाहिए, श्रेय और प्रेय. प्रिय क्या है? जो हमको प्रिय लगता है, बट शायद अपने लिए श्रेय नहीं होगा. इट मे नॉट बी 100% बेनिफिशियल टू अस. प्रिय हो सकता है. इट्स लाइक आई एम डायबिटिक. व्हाट इज प्रिय फॉर मी? माय मैंगो जूस और रसगुल्ला और सम नाइस स्वीट. इट मे बी प्रिय, but is it shreya for me? It is going to impact my health condition and my diabetes will raise. So that is why Artha means the biggest Artha which Lord gives, which you get by the Vedas, is the desire to go back to Him. हम लोग इतना कथा क्यों सुनते हैं? फिर भी सुनने के बाद भी वो डिजायर क्यों नहीं उठ रहा? Let me get out of the cycle of birth and death. Let me go for moksha, liberation. Why you don't get? Why people don't get in general? There is a mind. It is, you're convinced. All of us are convinced. Yes, we have to go back to get out of the cycle of birth and death. We got to get liberated. Enough headache, family headache, earning money, living this life with diseases, health conditions, everything. We are confirmed. We are very much aware that we have to get out of the cycle of birth and death. But करेंगे तो थोड़ा तो let me take little enjoyment of life. थोड़ा जिंदगी का मजा ले लेते हैं, बाद में चले. Why that conviction doesn't come? That is the best. That's why Acharyas say it is only on prolonged, repeatedly telling you, please get out, please get out, please get out. One day you might churn out to take this decision of going out of the cycle of. Till then, you have every reason not to do or not to get out of the cycle of birth and death. So this gives you, Shastra gives you Artha. What is actually beneficial? 3 stages. First is Artha. Yes, earn money righteously, justified manner. Don't, unscrupulous manner, don't earn money. Second stage is, yes, you want something, you don't have it, you desire for it, undergo the process of karma kand, do that anushthan or that puja and try to get it. And last but not the least, desire for moksha, which is taking you out of the cycle of birth and death. And for both of these, for living a righteous life and to get your profit benefit, be it be money, karma kand or liberation, it also gives you how karma has to be done. Karma means actions. Which actions will be conducive for doing dharma and artha? Otherwise, the karma as you do, or people generally do, is a gateway to hell. We strive very hard to go back to hell. We don't strive very much to go back to, forget about heaven. भगवान तो दूर की बात. बस हमारे लिए जो प्रिय है हम करते रहेंगे. That is the reason. And then last is moksha. चलो आपने श्रेय पता चला, भक्ति करना चाहिए, ये करना चाहिए. And the biggest benefit is, and moksha definitely will come one day or the other. Only thing is, we need to be focused. One may say, sir, somebody said 3 births is enough. Somebody said, no, 1 birth only can go. Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, at the time of death, you remember me and you come to me. Hare Baba, everything is fine. That is why it is said in higher levels that you don't have to be physically be liberated out of this material world to enjoy Vaikuntha. For a person who is in the, you go to Barsana, Nandgam, Chitrakoot, those places you will see so many sages. Ekdam in a secluded place with minimal requirements. Minimal means real minimal. I'm talking of the genuine sadhus, okay? With minimal requirements, they are happily placed in those sacred places and they are happy. They are not worried with what Trump does or which team has won the match or what is happening in the country, who is becoming the mayor of Maharashtra. They are not worried about it. Their only focus is, or rather, being one with God. And that is an enjoyment, that is a pleasure which they are getting. And it is a similar pleasure what you will enjoy in Vaikuntha. So one may ask, so it doesn't mean we don't have to go to Vaikuntha? We have to go. But why we have to go to Vaikuntha when we can enjoy the same pleasure here? Can anyone give me an answer for this? अगर यही भक्ति करके वो आनंद मिल रहा है ना, कटिंग ऑफ योरसेल्फ फ्रॉम ऑल दोस पीपल, एक साधुओं के संग में या एक भक्तों के संग में रह के यू आर डूइंग नाइस फोकस्ड डिवोशन, satisfied with whatever you are having, with minimals what you are having, तो फिर वैकुंठ में जाने के लिए इतना प्रयास क्यों करना चाहिए? कैन बी हैप्पी. यस, बताइए, वुड लाइक टू आंसर दिस फर्स्ट. इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट.
प्रभु जी, क्योंकि वहां पे डिवोशन नहीं कर पाएंगे हम लोग, या
वैकुंठ में नहीं कर, सामने भगवान आ रहा, बीच में कुछ नहीं, खाना पीने का भी झंझट नहीं है, यू आर नॉट इवन हंग्री. यहाँ पे भगवान, एक मिनट, थोड़ा उधर माला बंद, अभी मेरा खाने का टाइम हो गया, खाना बनाना है. ठीक है, आपको खिलाएंगे, आपको भी खिलाएंगे, मगर पहले मेरे लिए अच्छा मेरा फेवरेट आइटम बनाऊं, फिर आपको भोग लगाऊं, भगवान जल्दी से खाओ, मेरे को खाने का है, देन ईट. सो वहां पे तो वो झंझट ही नहीं. सो नो टेल.
Prabhuji, there we'll get association of Krishna, matlab, of the Lord himself, and then that is our original place, that is our original house. So we have to go
That's
back.
fine, but why you need to go to that place? Do devotion in such a way that Krishna comes down to see you. All the sages did so much of tapasya. Ramchandra ji himself came down. एक एक वन में जाके, एक एक फॉरेस्ट में जाके barefooted is walking. शबरी को अपने हाथ से शबरी बेर खिला रही है. What else more you want? You can't do this in Vaikuntha, you know that? You can't do this in Vaikuntha. You can't go and feed भगवान लो. एक तो पहला वो सागर के अंदर रहेंगे और नाग उधर फुश करके खड़ा रहेगा. Where you will go inside and अपना तो नंबर ही नहीं लगेगा. It's only awe and reverence. तो वहां आपको ही भूख नहीं लग रही है तो आपके भगवान को खिलाओ. Yes.
Prabhu ji,
हाँ.
this is temporary.
Why devotion is why temporary?
No, but we have to die na one day.
हाँ तो ढाई हो, नेक्स्ट मंथ वापस चालू. दैट इज द बेस्ट पार्ट ना, कि भक्ति करने का सबसे बड़ा बेनिफिट, ये भी भगवद गीता में लिखा है, तो जो भी थोड़ा भक्ति कर लेगा, स्वल्पमस्य धर्मस्य त्रायते महतो भयात्. फर्स्ट एंड फॉरमोस्ट यू विल नॉट गो इनटू एनिमल योनि, इंसान का जन्म मिलेगा. थोड़ा बहुत भक्ति किया है तो उस हिसाब से अच्छा, मतलब भक्ति कंटिन्यू करने मिलेगा. एंड दैट इज द बेस्ट पार्ट ना, यू डोंट लूज. नो लाइक इस जन्म में आपने, लेट्स से आपने 100 करोड़ मर गए, नेक्स्ट बर्थ में आपका अकाउंट में ट्रांसफर नहीं होने वाला. नेक्स्ट बर्थ में आप समझो कहीं और पैदा हो गए, अगेन समझो आपके कर्म के हिसाब से कोई अमीर घर मिला तो ठीक, अदरवाइज यू आर गोइंग टू बी बोर्न इन पुअर मैन्स हाउस. तो अगेन यू हैव टू स्टडी, यू नो, कैंडल लाइट, रोड साइड के लाइट के नीचे पढ़ के बड़ा आदमी बन के बहुत पैसा कमा के अब छोड़ के मरना. सो डिवोशन करने का फायदा क्या है? वॉट एवर डिवोशन यू डिड, वॉट एवर, why I'm saying whatever means we feel sometimes we are doing very good devotion but it's not high quality, but whatever devotion you have done, 1%, 0.5%, 2%, whatever it is, that continues to the next. So Anjana Mataji, sorry, we can't accept this कि भाई मर जाएंगे इसके लिए. अच्छा मुझे एक बात और बताइए. Suppose Anjana Mata, you want to go back to Vaikuntha or Saket Dham or Goloka Dham. बिना मरे जा सकते हो क्या?
नो प्रभु जी.
मर तो पड़ेगा. So it's mandatory for everyone to die. इसीलिए हम लोग बोलते हैं ना, ये स्वर्गवासी हो गए, वैकुंठवासी हो गए, ये हो गए, वो हो गए. Okay, somebody else. Fast.
Prabhuji, in this material world, there's always a chance of us falling down from devotion, maybe.
Perfect.
It's better if
That's the correct
we
answer.
are under the three modes of nature, so we may fall down
No, it's not under the
the
three modes
path of
of nature.
devotion.
There are impediments which
Yes.
are bound to come up in this material world. Whereas when we are in Vaikuntha, when we are there are no impediments. Yad gatva na navrtante tad dhama paramam mama. Lord is saying, भाई एक बार मेरे पास आ गए तो वो न गत्वा, न ये वापस नहीं जाएगा. There is the old underworld का dialogue. इस लाइन में आने के कई रास्ते हैं, मगर कोई बाहर नहीं जा सकता. I was a small kid. I used to watch movies. So they used to say, no, underworld आने का, डॉन बनने का या अंडरवर्ल्ड में आने का, crime world of crime में जाना है. There are various ways. You may become a pickpocketer, you may become a murderer, you may be a drug peddler, you may have n number of things. But once you enter that field, you can't come out. Because if you come out also, the other people will make sure that you're shot dead. Because they may relieve their secrets to the police and others. So similarly, Krishna says, one who comes to me, he doesn't go back. पर वो आनंद लेने के बाद कोई आदमी जाएगा ही. या हम लोग धरती में we are trying, industriously we are trying to be happy. Every minute, every thought. पूरा कथा सुनने के बाद you are going on the road. And a nice, beautiful car goes by. वैकुंठ का याद आएगा. I wish I could buy this car. I wish I could own this car. I wish I could drive this car. The series of desire, the conditioning what has happened to us, the series of repeated birth and death, we have learned only one thing: how to fulfill our senses. Bas. We have never learned or never tried to go beyond that. I mean, sorry to say, but there are various koshas, segments, and we are all stuck in the Annamay Kosh. But Annamay Kosh doesn't mean only food. It means basically you are stuck in one fixed bracket of repeated, same things, enjoying, eating, sleeping. बस इसके आगे नहीं. Because if you want to go ahead, first you will have to leave something behind. And we are not ready to leave anything behind. We think we have acquired this with great efforts and pressure. When you want to climb the ladder, how do you climb the ladder? You remove the feet from the lower step and keep it on the higher step, right? Then you remove this lower leg and keep it on the higher. Now, suppose your lower leg doesn't leave, it's attached, screwed, glued to that step. Can you go up? And that is what happening. That is a problem in our devotion. हमारा एक पैर जो है ना ऊपर जाना है, दिख रहा है, अंडरस्टैंड भी हो रहा है कि yes, I should go there and achieve that, but छूटी नहीं. We are not ready to leave this lower platform to keep it on a higher platform. We are stuck to this silly, foolish material enjoyments. And we are putting more and more efforts in trying to acquire it or trying to acquire more of it. And in this bargain, you're losing a very important time. The most important component you're losing is time. भक्त वापस नहीं मिलने वाला. Even if you give thousands of crores, you will not get 1 minute back. What about 1 minute? You will not get 1 second back. And life, everyone knows, is the most uncertain thing in this world. कौन कब किसका विकेट गिरे मालूम नहीं. We are all like bubbles of water. Anytime it may burst or break. Still, on the heart of heart, we have got one, what do you say, desire or one hope. Hoping against the hope, we say, na. Hope कि हम कभी ना कभी जाके भगवान के पास, मतलब as we will achieve the material blessing. But nobody ever desires or hopes, बस ये जन्म मेरा आखिरी हो. I've seen devotees, sorry to say, प्रभु जी हमको बहुत इच्छा है, हमको तो भक्ति करना है बस, और कुछ नहीं करना. And भक्ति के लिए they got matching bead bags, you know that. पिंक कलर का ड्रेस पहना है तो पिंक कलर का बीड बैग लेके जाएंगे, और ग्रीन कलर का ड्रेस है तो ग्रीन कलर का बीड बैग पहन के जाएंगे. अरे बाबा, where have you learned detachment? उसमें अटैचमेंट है ना. Simple, I'm talking very basic. Mala lena, what is going to take you back? The holy name or the bead bag? तो माला है, माला अच्छा ना, वो बैग ना मैचिंग जाना चाहिए ना. मेरा पिंक ड्रेस है, मेरा ग्रीन ड्रेस है, मेरा ब्लू ड्रेस है, तो ब्लू कलर का बैग, ग्रीन कलर का बैग. I've seen, what I'm speaking to you is not what I've heard, what I've seen, what I've really seen people do this. As long as you prioritize yourself, please, मोक्ष नाम का चीज आपके जीवन में कभी ज्ञान है. See, to have knowledge is not difficult. Ravan was an expert in Shastra. There's a very nice word in which, shloka in the Valmiki Ramayana, where Ramchandra ji is addressed as Dharmavit and Dharma Vatsala. There are two attributes given to God. Dharmavit means one who knows Dharma, or rather one who knows what is righteousness. And Dharma Vatsala means जैसा बछड़ा गाय के पीछे जाता है, Ramchandra ji also follows Dharma, whether it is right or wrong, good or bad. I mean, it's definitely right, but whether it is pleasing or not pleasing, he still follows. That is why he is called Dharmavit and Dharma Vatsala. हम लोग सब है ना, धर्मविद काफी लोग हैं. Dharmavit means attended lots and lots and lots and lots of lectures. बहुत, मतलब प्रभु जी 15 साल से सुन रहा हूँ, कथा सुन रहा हूँ. वेरी वेरी गुड. दिस इज धर्मविद. सो यू नो ये क्या करना चाहिए, क्या नहीं करना चाहिए, क्या होना चाहिए, क्या नहीं होना चाहिए. बट धर्म वत्सल, आर यू गोइंग टू बी धर्म वत्सल? हाउ मेनी ऑफ अस आर रियली धर्म वत्सल? प्रभु जी ठीक है, थोड़ा तो प्रैक्टिकल बनो. ठीक है, अग्रीड. I also agree. Yes, you got to be a little practical, or something which is easy for you to do, or rather, in today's date in Kali Yuga, you cannot expect that level of austerity and all that. Fine. Health issues are bad. Okay, एकादशी आप पूरा निर्जला नहीं कर सकते हो, okay, जल पी के करो. Okay, जल नहीं कर सकते हो, जल के साथ ही कुछ खाना तो पड़ेगा. प्रभु जी दवाई खानी पड़ती है, जैसे मैं खुद दवाई खाता हूँ. तो yes, okay, you eat little of that sama, wafer, whatever it is. I mean, whatever Ekadashi food is allowed, eat that. But Dharma Vatsala banna mushkil. Dharma with, and problem is 90% of speakers, I'm talking about myself, I'm not talking about others, they are nice. But 90% of speakers, they are only Dharma with, including myself. But Dharma Vatsala, very challenging, very difficult. Why? Because the desire to go back, when you still have a desire for an iPhone, a desire for an Apple Watch, a desire for an iPad, how can you get the desire for moksha? See, no, let me put it very, very easily, a very easy manner to understand this. Just imagine a husband loves his wife, girlfriend or wife, whatever you call it. So he has a space, a chamber in his heart. Just imagine, chamber in his heart where his wife always resides. Like Vishnu ka hriday mein hamesha Lakshmi ji reside karti. So whenever he thinks about anything, the house, child, the food she has prepared, even if it is bad, he will remember his wife. Okay, he will appreciate her efforts rather than the taste in the food. But this place can be only reserved for one. But what will you call a person who has got multiple chambers in his heart? One for his crush, one for his first love, which never happened, and then one for someone who approached him he didn't like, and then some other flirtatious personality in this heart. So imagine इतने सारे हृदय में अगर आपके अंदर चेम्बर्स होते तो आप उस व्यक्ति को can he give 100% attention towards his wife? Definitely not, because he has to give attention towards his first love, his first crush, his what do you say, the first lady in his life, whatever it is. So what happens? What would you call that person? Focused on his one wife? Same thing applies here. हमारा सबके हृदय में ना भगवान एक कोने में बैठे हैं. वैकुंठ, desire for Vaikuntha is sitting in one corner. But the problem is, it's like, you put take a container. What you want to achieve, what you want to get, what you want to have, you have put it at the bottom of the container. And then usko ऊपर थोड़ा my name, fame, recognition, iPad, iPhone, गाड़ी, बंगला, ये वो सब लगा के डब्बा पैक कर दिया. So when you open the dabba, do you think the last thing is going to come out first? Never. It is going to be just a list of so many things. अच्छा हाँ हरी हाँ मुझे तो गाड़ी भी लेना है, मुझे तो मोबाइल भी लेना है, ये भी लेना है. I want to have a nice resort house. I need to have a big flat. This blah 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 blah. In the end, अरे यार, I need to go to Goloka also. I need to go back to Vaikuntha also. But there is no time. ये फुलफिल करते करते द लास्ट डिजायर लास्ट में रह जाता. ठीक, अगले जन्म में करेंगे. भगवान भी बोलते ठीक है, आई एम वेटिंग फॉर यू बेटा, आजा. When you want to come. That is why here also in this hierarchy, moksha comes last. पहले कम से कम धर्म से व्यक्ति जीना तो सीख ले. Through righteousness, at least learn how to live life. So that is first dharma. Then artha, benefits. Though it is showing benefit, no, moksha is a benefit. करेंगे पहला, फिर भी ठीक है, कम से कम ढंग से कमाओ, ढंग से चैरिटी करो, ढंग से करो. So all this the Shastra teaches. So dharma artha, and ये दोनों कार्य करने के लिए कर्म करना पड़ेगा. So action, whatever you do, is also guided by the Shastra. But finally it is moksha. Need to achieve it, but then we don't prioritize it. So that is the reason why we all, though knowing well that हमको साकेत धाम जाना है, रामचंद्र जी का सेवा करना है, वहां जाके रहेंगे, या यहाँ बैठे बैठे भी भगवान का ही सेवा करेंगे, ये करेंगे, वो करेंगे, till you don't have zero desires, this is going to go on and on and on and on. So पहला चीज desires पे कंट्रोल करना सीखो. If one cannot control, his desires, it is very difficult. And desire for other things. And the best part, I'm just a true factual comedy. I've seen people, those who got curly hairs. I don't have a problem. But those who have curly hair, what they desire? They want a straight hair. And you go somewhere and ask a nice lady who's got a straight hair what she wants to do. She wants to do curly hairs. Kya desire? Foreigners, we Indians spend a fortune of money buying Fair and Lovely and other creams to make ourselves fair. Okay, everyone. Nowadays, men are also in this race. So everyone is buying Fair and Lovely, and this will become fair. And you go abroad, they are using tanning agents. They use skin creams which can tan their skin 10%, 20%, 30%, 50%. There are various percentage of tanning, and they have spent a fortune tanning their skin. And when we Indians see a foreigner, oh, I wish I could be that fair, unless I could be this nice. Where is our desires going to end? We are just shifting from one pole to another. One staying in some dungeonous village, he wants to come to Mumbai. One who is staying in Mumbai, in Dharavi, he wants to go to a better place. He wants to go to a better place. One who is already staying in a good place, he wants to go abroad, thinking that is better. So this search for betterment is one of the biggest trap in which we get trapped out. Never go in the search of betterment. Be happy with what you are given, because this is what, as per our past karmas, we have been given. A destiny has been given us. So it's better one gets stuck or stays in that satisfaction mode, then moksha, the desire for moksha, can ever sprout in your heart. Otherwise, the knowledge of moksha will definitely remain in everyone's heart, but a focused approach to attain it is going to be secondary. Birth after birth, not only this birth after birth, it is going to be a difficult task. Okay, with this, we'd like to close today's session.